click on, now it's recording. Please go ahead.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone, for this webinar number 9 from the CRID Webinar Series for this semester. Today we have Professor Alex Albani with an interesting webinar titled The Power to be Remarkable, Autodesk Certified Professional. I'll give you a brief introduction about Professor Alex. Alex is an architect and academic with over 22 years of international experience. He began his career teaching CAD at University of California, where he earned both his Master of Architecture and Master of Arts in Design. He continued after graduation as a CAD and BIM specialist and a store designer for a Gap and Mex, with a number of big shops as well, or brands. Alex gained valuable CAD and BIM and design and build experience working on projects that range from creating and driving design construction standards to phasing technology upgrade transitions. Alex's contribution in academia include the integrated computational design emphasis and the introduction of BIM as a core subject. He actively promotes BIM professional certification as well as NCARB licensing and registration. Alex is associate member of the AIA, a BIM Revit for architecture design certified professional, and an Autodesk certified instructor. He received the AD President's Award for Teaching Excellence as well as the AD Provost Award for Innovative Teaching. That's a brief introduction about Professor Alex, who has massive and big experience in teaching and professional experience. I would like to remind you, if you have any questions for Professor Alex, please type your question in the section. I'll be direct your questions once Professor Alex is done with the webinar to Professor, so he can answer all of your questions. That's all from my side, Professor Alex, and you can go ahead and start, and the stage is yours for now. Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you, Mohannad, for the introduction. That was a lot. Wow. I don't know. I really need to shorten that next time. Thank you, George, and thank you, CRID. Can I go ahead and share my my slides? Let me do that. One second, guys. Okay, share. Can everybody see my first slide?
Yes,
Mohannad,
we can.
Can you see it? Okay, thank you, George. Let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and start. I was hoping to see who are the participants and where, if I have some of my students or some students who haven't taken any classes with me, or who from outside of AUD is joining us. I would have liked to have an idea about that, but maybe you can share this.
Use a list afterward, Alex, if you want.
Okay.
We can send you that. No worries.
And yeah, I'm happy to take questions. Or just jot down questions, and I'll be happy to answer them at the end. I've entitled this presentation "The Power to be Remarkable," and it's really meant to promote Autodesk certification and my experience with that. So let's go to the let's just go to the next slide. I want to start by showing you this. We are a Certiport authorized testing center. I've been doing this for close to more or less 10 years. I started in 2010, but the first time I managed to get some of my students certified was in December 2011. So more or less it's been 10 years. We became a Certiport authorized testing center back in, it says here on the actual certificate, we are required to show it whenever I present any information related to Autodesk certification. We transitioned to Certiport at the end of 2017. The process started a little bit earlier, but before Certiport, we used to be an Autodesk, what we used to be called Autodesk Authorized Certification Center. What happened over the last few years is that Certiport took over, and so we transitioned to Certiport. So there's a couple of snapshots, as you can see in here. This is from the certiport.com website. Certiport oversees a number of certification exams for different companies and different disciplines. So you have Adobe, you have Apple, you have Microsoft, you have Unity for virtual reality and augmented reality and so on. There's a number of companies and they handle their, it's a global company. And actually the parent company, just give you a heads up on that, a little bit of background, and then we'll start diving into the certification process and all that. The parent company of Certiport is Pearson VUE, and it's a global company. They oversee also other types of certifications related to other disciplines, like in the medical field, law. They have other businesses that or certifications related to other disciplines that they manage globally. I'm sharing this other snapshot that I have also because we are going through a pandemic and a lot of things have changed because of that. One of the things that is, I don't know, maybe it's a good thing that has come out of what we're going through is that you can take your certification exams online. I know Muhannad made a reference to, I happen to be also the NCARB. I'm an architect, I'm an academic, and I'm also the architectural licensing advisor and for my school. The NCARB architectural registration exams are also online. You can take them online. Same thing with Autodesk certification. You can take them online, and other types of other disciplines and other certifications. You can take them online right now. I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing that came out of COVID-19. Something tells me that this will keep on going. It's creating more opportunities and it's making it easier for more people to follow through with this, regardless of where you are in the world. So this is one of the things I'm excited about today in terms of sharing with you. You really, you can be with us regardless where you are, or if hopefully some of you are joining us from places other than Dubai. Okay, so I have 3 objectives for today's session. The first one is to promote the value of Autodesk professional certification. I've been doing this for 10 years. I'm passionate about it. I'm passionate about the specific subjects that I teach, really. I mean, the certification exams are very broad and you can choose, I mean, it depends on the discipline you're in and all that. I happen to teach BIM, and I've just seen over the years how this has been helpful and beneficial to our students. So I'm going to relate some of this to you as we progress with today's session. The second objective I have is to go through a roadmap and to show you, I've outlined 5 steps to show you, show you how you go about achieving certification. That's pretty straightforward, really. And the third objective I have is to get you to join us at the American University in Dubai. You can study with us, you can practice with us, and you can take the exam with us. I would like to see more people join us, more people from other parts of the world, not just in Dubai. Let's spend just a few minutes on relating the value of Autodesk professional certification. Why would you want to pursue something like that? Well, Autodesk has 10 reasons why you would want to pursue certification. So I'm going to start with the first reason. The first reason is, well, gain industry recognition for your skill set. You really do set yourself apart. You distinguish yourself, and you get industry recognition when you earn your certification. It's a validation of your knowledge and your skills. So that's one of the first reason I want to point out. The visuals that you see at the bottom are recent examples of my students' work. I teach BIM at AUD, and I'm always proud of my students and their work, so I'm taking advantage of showcasing some of their work. I'm in the architecture department. I teach in the architecture department. The second reason you would want to pursue certification is you demonstrate your expertise in the latest Autodesk technology. Every year, Autodesk has a new release, our school migrated to version 2021, whether it's Revit or whether it's AutoCAD, whether it's 3D Studio Max or Fusion 360 or any other applications. We've migrated all of these to 2021. Just to relate a little bit what we went through at the beginning of this semester in school, I had a couple of students who were resisting going to 2021. And once we started looking at all the enhancements and improvements in the new release, they were like, wow. And finally they came about and upgraded to 2021. But basically the point of this also is to stay on top of the latest releases. There are enhancements every year, and there are things that improve. And so sometimes instead of taking 5 steps to do something, it will take you just 1 or 2 steps. So you always want to be up to date. The third reason you want to pursue certification is this: you improve your performance and add value to your academic training and professional practice. Your pursuit of certification complements your academic studies. And if you're already done with your undergraduate studies or even graduate studies, it complements your practice if you're already a practicing professional. Along the way of pursuing certification, it strengthens your skill. It hones your skills. That's another reason maybe will get you to pursue this. It adds value to your practice, even to your academic training. I always tell my students, the more skills you pick up, the easier your other classes and the other subjects. The easier it will be for them to produce work for the other courses as well. Another added reason is it allows you to gain confidence and peer recognition. And I can relate to that, to this reason that Autodesk points out when they are enticing people in pursuing certification. I can relate to it because I have seen over the years how students and other professionals, we have professionals who come in and join us at AUD. Not a lot. I would like to see more who join us and train with us and go on to taking the certification exam with us. I would like to see more. But in terms of my students, I have seen over the years how doing this has nurtured a culture of positive competitiveness. It really has, and it's addictive. It inspires. You end up inspiring your classmates. If you can do it, I can do it. I've seen that happen over the years, and when we started, just to share a little bit with you, when we started doing this back in 2011 and through the years, our success rates weren't that high at the beginning. I don't know. I really remember starting at 33. It varies really. It goes up and down. But lately, we've been doing much better. Perhaps it has to do also with me having more experience guiding my students and all that. But at the beginning, we were like at 33% success rate. At one point, we got to 71% success rate in terms of students, of anybody taking well, actually, mostly students. I never factored in professionals taking the exam. I have come across, having mentioned professionals, practicing professionals, I've come across a couple who were visiting, actually joined us from outside of Dubai and came just for the purpose of taking the exam. They weren't prepared, even though they had worked with the application they were using for 2-4 years, I don't know, or more, but they weren't really prepared to take the exam, so they had to retake it. But the point I want to make is you want to build up your confidence, but not be overconfident, if that makes any sense. So in terms of success rate, we went from like 33% to 71% at one point. At one point, summer of 2015, I believe. That was the first summer I was teaching an advanced BIM course, and that was the first summer we had 100% success rate. All the students, they were like around 11 or 12 students. who decided to go for the certification exam, and they all passed. So that was good. Another added reason is the certification that you earn is a portable credential for job retention and mobility. Yeah, obviously, if you distinguish yourself with earning a certification, companies would want to keep you. It also, it also opens up other opportunities. It really does open other career opportunities for you, and it's international. Whether you move from one country to another or one city to another, it's a portable credential, international portable credential. We will look in a minute. Autodesk applications are used all over the world. Another added reason is, there's 10 reasons. I think I have like 3 or 4 more. Another added reason is you become part of an elite team of professionals. There is like Autodesk has Autodesk and Certiport. They work together closely, and there is a portal, a website service where you can be listed as a Autodesk professionally certified person, and then sometimes companies tap into these resources and can find you. And there's lots of resources online, lots of professional communities, depending on the discipline you're in, online and so on. There's opportunities that come up in Autodesk University. I've been attending Autodesk universities for a number of years, and I've had opportunities, and I've to give presentations related to BIM in academia, and related to how we do certification here and all that. So the same opportunities I have had, and some of my students have had, will also be available to you should you pursue this. Another added reason is you align yourself with an industry leader. Autodesk is an industry leader. Its applications are used by more than 10 million professionals in 185 countries in different languages. That's how you're aligning yourself with an industry leader. There's across different disciplines, from architecture to all the different disciplines in engineering, and the different disciplines in construction. A couple more. There are more reasons to pursue this. I have a total of 10. I'm really using the Autodesk reasons. I'm using some of their material, and I'm using some of my material that I got over the 10 years we've been doing that. Another reason is it's really easy to prepare. It's pretty straightforward. It's not complicated. There's at the university here, there's all the resources that our students need, and if we have professionals from the outside joining us, you'll have all the resources that you will need. Whether it comes to software licenses, whether it comes to material that you need to use for picking up the knowledge and the skills, whether it's access to professors. I'm not the only one who teaches CAD and BIM at the university. We have other professors, and almost every single one of us has a specific focus, which is great because we all end up complementing each other, and we help our students in whatever their own specific discipline is. We have interior design students who pursue certification. We have engineering students who pursue certification. We have students in visual communication department, students who are doing digital animations and so on. Some of them pursue certification as well. Another added reason is you can choose where to start. There's different levels of certification. I'll talk more in detail about that, and maybe some of you have questions about that. I hope I'm doing okay. I hope I'm going at a good speed. I cannot. Are you guys with me? Are you guys with me?
Yes,
am I going at a good? Am I going at a good
please continue.
speed? Okay. All right. I can see that we have 30 participants, so that's good. I'll get an idea who is with us hopefully a little bit later. So you can, another added reason is you can choose where you start. If you want to start from zero, great. You want to start a little bit higher because you have some experience, some background, that's fine too. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm including visuals of my students' work. I'd like to be able to include visuals from other disciplines as well. I just happen to be in architecture. The exams are performance-based. So what performance-based basically means, it means that during the exam, it's not really true, false, or multiple answer kind of questions, although there is a little bit of that, but most of the questions are basically performance-based questions. So basically you're presented with a design, if it's an architecture, because that's what I am familiar with. You're presented with a design problem and a task that you have to perform. And so you're expected to think through and decipher the design solution that needs to be applied. That's what performance-based exams are. They're basically, it's a better way to certify than to put candidates through true, false, and multiple answer. When you are when you're in a situation where you have to answer performance-based tasks, the outcome really validates that you're able to think through the problem and propose a design solution. You have to have, of course, the professional background or the academic professional training or the professional practice so that you can apply properly the tools that you have picked up. I hope that you can relate to that. I hope I managed to just explain this in a straightforward way to you. I took snapshots of the visuals that you see. Well, I take pride in my students, really. I get a lot of satisfaction from seeing them earning the certificate or different certifications that we've managed over the years. I really can tell you that it has made it much easier for them to become to make themselves more attractive to employers. When you earn a certification, that's another thing. You really become more attractive. So this is a snippet, the snippet of. I got this from different research that Autodesk was involved with, and Certiport, along with Certiport. When employers hire already skilled young architects or young engineers or young product designers and so on, they already have a return on investment, basically. A lot of companies now, they provide this kind of education or training to their staff, architects, engineers, and what have you. And then there's a cost involved. But when you get somebody who already has these skills, you're already ahead of the game. Still, even till today, I keep also another thing that drives me into getting my students to achieve this is, well, it makes them more it opens more opportunities for them. And that keeps me going. I've seen a lot of my students start, like a junior BIM engineer, and then a couple of years later, they go on to becoming senior BIM engineers. And I've seen some of my students. Today, we have students who are speaking in conferences and representing, I don't know, Dubai municipality and governmental agencies, and they are talking about how they are applying BIM. And of course, it goes hand in hand with how they apply Autodesk applications in their practice and in their businesses and projects they're working on. So that gives me a lot of satisfaction. Another snippet, I took this snapshot also from some research that Autodesk Certified was involved with. And it's really true in the marketplace. When you have technical skills, you you earn more than those who don't have technical skills, who are or are not as skilled as you are. You always need to be on the lookout and always enhance your technical skills. Whether you're in school or you're practicing professional, and you keep on doing that. Actually, I don't know, education never stops. That's another thing when I'm talking about NCARB licensing and registration. One of the things you get credit for is that there's this continuing education, and you have to continue that and update your skills and all that throughout your career. And just because technology keeps on advancing, and you have to be up with the latest. So those are the reasons that that hopefully will entice you to join us in terms of why pursue this certification. There's different disciplines, of course, and there's lots of applications that Autodesk oversees. This is a roadmap to achieve certification. I have 5 steps. I just put it in a very straightforward, easy way, hopefully, for everybody. And I took snapshots of just very few applications. There's a lot more. I mean, you can see here on the bottom left, this is Revit architecture. This is 3D Studio Max. Of course, there is Maya, there is AutoCAD, there is Inventor, there is Fusion 360. I know that there is a big demand in the market for people who are skilled in Fusion 360 and in Revit still. I think the Revit thing will always be the case. 3D Studio Max, having 3D Studio Max skills is also will attract more attention if you're looking for work, and it also will get you to exercise your design creativity and all that much more than if you don't have those skills. So in terms of the 5 steps that you to earn certification, the first one is basically select the certification that's right for you. And you again, I kind of alluded to this a little bit earlier. You can start from 0, or you can start from wherever wherever you think you fit. And maybe this visual in here can help out. So certification, there's like, you can think of certification as a, I don't know, like a 3 tiers. So at the base here is like this is very basic, the first one. And then there's this kind of like intermediate, advanced, and this is quite advanced at the top in here. So it's always kind of, it's changing. It's changed over the years, but maybe I can just, in a nutshell, tell you that there is more or less 2 levels of certification. There is the Autodesk Certified user. This is right at the base in here. It requires, you should expect to have about 150 hours worth of use of the application. So it's not a professional certification. It's just an Autodesk Certified user. And the one after that is I just hang on, guys. I'm not sure if you. I think we have. Can you?
Yeah, you stopped sharing your screen, Alex.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, let me go back. Okay, share. Are we back? Everything okay now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Now it's working again.
I can see a couple of questions. How about if we go over these questions a little bit later? Let me just.
Up to you. If you want, we can. Mohammed can ask them now, or we leave it until the end. It's up to you.
Let's leave them to the end. Maybe some of these answers will come up. Yeah, let's leave them to the end, guys. Okay. So I was just giving you an idea how where can you start, at what level, and I was just saying that it has changed really over the years, guys. But in a nutshell, basically, there's 2 types of 2 levels. of certification. You can start all the way from zero. This is zero. Autodesk Certified user is really starting from zero. And basically, more or less, you should have about 150 hours worth of experience using the application that you want to be certified in, and have the knowledge, whatever background knowledge that you need to have in conjunction with this application. As you move up, I tend to think of this here as like high school students. I tend to think of the base here, the Autodesk Certified user, as basically if you're starting from zero. There are colleges and vocational schools that have programs like associate type of degree programs, a 2-year program, and you earn an associate degree. Or if you're in high school, Autodesk applications are introduced in a lot of high schools around the world. For sure in the US, I'm not quite certain about here in Dubai, but I know from my experience, Autodesk applications are introduced in a number of high schools in the US. So I can see students, high school students, or associate degree students starting at that point. As you go up, I tend to think of the certified professional as undergraduate students, or even practicing professionals. I've had a few practicing professionals join us and take the exams with us. The top tier, the specialized, the certified specialist, if you guys can read that. Well, in the green one here, you earn an Autodesk Certified Professional certification, and the top one also. But the top one is the exams. These are new exams that were introduced in the last more or less 2 years, and they're very stringent. I'm trying to push for that in my school, and myself and Mohammed actually, I passed I took the Revit for architectural design exam back in 2019. I was at the Autodesk University 2019, before COVID kicked in, or just a couple of months before that. And but those exams are kind of very stringent. But I can see graduate students going through that. So hopefully that will come about in our school. But at the present time, our students in the different classes, in my BIM classes, they go for the professional, the Autodesk Certified Professional. And we've been doing okay, we really have. And lately, as of the last few years, I don't know, maybe because I've gotten kind of better over the years, it's just I'm able to help more students pass the exams, and that's great. What else do I want to tell you? So you can start, this is the point, is you can start at any level you really want. I was telling you about hours. The Autodesk Certified users, you need about 150 hours before you should consider going for the Autodesk Certified user exam. For the kind of intermediate and advanced, you should have about minimum 400 hours of experience. And of course, the academic training that you're getting, or the professional practice training that you are getting. You guys are okay? You still can see my my presentation, right? Everybody is okay? You can see my presentation, right?
Yes, we can, Alex.
Okay, thank you, Mohammed. So the top tier, the certified specialist, they say that you need about 1,200 hours of experience, and then you can consider going for that type of certification. So yeah, there's 3 tiers, but it's really 2 levels. I mean, once you're at this point in here, then just with more work and more practice, and especially more, it's not as much really about there's a misconception or misunderstanding of some people would think that it's just like a vocational kind of thing. It really isn't. When you get to the top tier, you really have to have a solid architectural background, or mechanical engineering background, or electrical, so that you can apply the tools that technical skills that you're picking up, so that you can apply them as professionally and as properly as possible. The exams, the these performance-based exams, they test you on the part of the technical skills exam that you go through. It's really also your solid understanding of your discipline and proper proper understanding of standards and in different ways, design standards, construction standards, naming convention standards. All right, let's go to the second, let's go to the second. Yeah, so number 2, in terms of the 5 steps in getting ready to achieve certification, number 2 is assess your readiness. You can join us at AUD, and there is an assessment test that Certiport has, Autodesk Certiport, and it's just like a taste for what kind of what are the questions. You can start with that, and that will determine where do you want to start from 0, or no, you have some experience and you can start from a certain point and just keep going so that you can apply for the intermediate advanced certification exam, or the one, or maybe you're at the level of a specialist and an expert specialist. Number 3 is get the training you need. You're welcome to join. I keep saying you're welcome. I really would like, one of the objectives of this session is I would like to see more people join us from outside of AUD. We promote this in the university, but I just would like to see more people join us from other places, even from other parts of the world, that we're doing things online. And this online business, I think, is going to keep on going for a while. So in terms of get the training you need, you will have access to, we have an agreement with our own library, basically. There's lots of, whether it's electronic material that you need access to, and it's all included, it will be included with your training. Whether it's access to electronic material or to physical, we have students who physically go to the library, and limited number. It's all we are practicing social distancing, and the university is very serious about taking safety precautions. So there's no worry in that. So basically you have access to the library. I've taken snapshots also of materials I have used in the past. I use this is the required textbook in my BIM courses, the Mastering Autodesk Revit. We're at 2021 right now. This is a book that is pretty thick. It's about 1,100 pages. But there's lots of visuals there, and it really dives deep into the knowledge and skills related to architecture. So get the training that you need. You'll have access to resources. You'll have access to professors. Our professors really complement each other in terms of skills and focus and discipline. Okay. Number 4 is apply the training. Apply the training. You really want to practice as much as possible. In our classes, we do projects, semester projects, or in the sessions, the training seminars that you may end up enrolled in. There are projects to work on as well, just to get you to hone your skills. But other than that, you're really on your own. You need to be the more you challenge yourself, the more of an expert you'll become, really. And the more you'll make it easy in other things that you're working on. I always tell that to my students. Finally, number 5 is take the required exam. You can, and when I started this session, I said, because of COVID, I don't know, maybe it's a good thing. We can do the exams online. My students started doing the exam online this semester. I have a bunch of students who are doing the online exam in a week, and then I have another bunch that I don't know how many will, but hopefully a good number will in early December. There is a process. I will be guiding you through the process. You have to register. You have to set up an account with certiport.com, and you have to tell them which exam you're going for. And then I always provide a review session, like I call it a marathon review session. I myself take, by the way, guys, I take the exam almost every year. There was like a couple of years that I skipped. I was saying at one point that your name gets published online and employers can check you out and all that. This is here. I did a search. I added this snapshot yesterday, and I did a search for UAE. And and then so my name and a couple of other people came up, and I've been doing this, yeah, from 2011 all the way. I skipped a couple of years, but for me, I do it because I get to see how the exams and the kind of questions, what kind of questions come up because they change, what kind of questions come up every year. But well, other than I want to do this, it's for me to help my students as well, basically relate what kind of, potentially what kind of questions and design tasks they'll have to perform during an exam. So, and that has helped a lot, actually. We really have. Our numbers in terms of those who do succeed and get the certificate it's just, we've been doing well the last few years. This is a sample certificate. This was my last one. You get a unique international number right here, guys, if you can see where I'm hovering over. And yeah, I hope I have gone over. I hope I've shared enough reasons to entice you to pursue something like that. I believe in it. I'm passionate about it. Honestly, I would love to see other professors and pursue this. We're not the only university, but I want to tell you that we were the first university to become, and other people after that copied us, but we really were, back in 2011, we really were the first university to integrate certification into our courses. We really were, and then other universities sort of copied us. But it's great. I mean, if we cover all the topics and all the knowledge, why not? Just, it's very similar to LEED certification if you're focused on sustainable design. I mean, if you develop all this knowledge, why not go for LEED certification? It's the same thing in the medical field and other fields, really. And the number one thing that really drives me is the satisfaction I get when I see my students getting work. And then later on, I see how they are progressing in their career. And then and I see how the positive culture, how it's nurturing a positive competitive culture in our school. I imagine it's the same in the other schools that have copied us. It really does nurture a positive competitive culture. Okay, I'm good. I'm happy to take any questions. I would love to know who is joining us. If there is a way, Mohanad, to find out who's joining us. I can go over the questions. Mohanad, do you want to join? Do you want to read the questions or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Alex, for this important.
Alex, can you please ask you to unshare?
Oh, yeah,
if it's possible?
Stop sharing. Okay. Yes, I stopped sharing.
Yeah. So thanks, Alex, for this talk, and it's important for our BIM students to be aware of the certification, professional certification, which would help them a lot in their career. We have 7 questions, and I will just go over them one by one. So the first question is, what is the minimum percentage needed to get the certificate?
The passing is 70% as of now. It has changed over but currently it's 70%. Yes.
Yeah. In points, 700 points.
700, yeah. It's out of 1,000 points. Correct, Mohammed. Yes.
So it's 700. If you get 700, more than 700, you pass the exam. So the second question, Alex.
It's 70%. Yeah, but it's 700 out of 1,000, or 70%. Yeah.
So the second question is, considering that the exam requires us to find solutions, would that be practical or theoretical?
It is practical. It's mostly practical. Yeah, I would say, from my experience, I would say you get about. It's not that there are no theory questions, there are, but I would say practical is about 70 to 80% of the exam. And it depends, it varies from one exam to another exam in terms of the number of questions. But overall, just I'm drawing from my experience, 70 to 80% practical, hands-on. Some of the exams, especially the expert level now, it's a little bit different, but generally, just one quick answer is 70 to 80% is practical. Yeah.
Okay, and the next question is, what is the format of the test? Is it similar to the quizzes and final exams? that we usually take in the course.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, guys. I can hear maybe one of my students may probably is asking this, or a future student. I don't know. Basically, I mimic the quizzes that we do in my courses. I mimic them basically, I design them to mimic the professional certification exam. This is how I get my students ready, and I do it in stages. And yeah, I know it sounds like, oh, we have 4 quizzes during the whole semester, but it really gets you in stages prepared, because it's a lot of material to just overwhelm you right at the end if we don't do it in stages. It basically increases the success rate and increases your chances to make it through. So I divide it up in stages. Yeah, so our questions actually mimic the professional certification exam. Yeah.
So the next question, what level will we be certified with if we pass the certification test this December?
Oh, okay. Right now we are aiming for the Autodesk professional certification. It's like the intermediate advanced level. The one after that is the more stringent one, but it requires more topics that we would need to cover. I did propose a course for that. It was accepted by the Department of Architecture, but we still have a few steps to go through to make this happen. I think it probably will be offered as a professional elective, and that will open will give you opportunities to pursue more advanced expert level certification. And it will open opportunities for people from the outside to join us as well if they want to pursue that level, the top tier level, really.
Thanks, Alex. The next question is, does this certification expiry date? Are we to do it more than once?
There is, years ago, there was an expiry date. They used to have the date it's not like the expiry date, but the version that you took your exam in, like, 2000, and I took Revit Architecture 2012 or 2013, that stopped. There is really no expiration date, guys, but the thinking behind this is the applications get enhanced and improved with every new release, and so to stay you just want to stay up to date. So I do it every year. I encourage you to do it as frequent. If every year, that's great. If you do it every 2-3 years, fine. Usually, I'm a certified instructor. For an Autodesk certified instructor, you have to renew your certification every 3 years. For other types of certifications, like a certified instructor, I would have to do that every 3 years. But this has nothing to do. This is a different type of certification. For the application certification itself, there's really no expiry date. No.
The next question: are the AUD library resources for Autodesk certification available online, and is there do you recommend any book for this?
I recommend all the Autodesk approved textbooks. There is a list of Autodesk approved manuals to help with preparation for certification.
Okay.
There's other companies, by the way. There's other companies, and we have there is. Let me just. Hopefully, I can remember this. There is. There's Ascent, ASCENT, guys. It's a Canadian company, Ascent. It's called Ascent. We have their manuals as well, but they are also Autodesk recognized, and they are used in different preparation training. I don't use them per se, but every now and then I look at them and I get questions from there actually to use in my own quizzes. They have sample questions that mimic the professional certification as well.
Okay.
But there's lots of material. There's Autodesk is I appreciate this about Autodesk. They continue to do an amazing job in making sure there's as many resources in all different types of formats available for everybody who wishes to pursue this. They do a great job in other other software companies that have CAD and BIM solutions as well. I just appreciate this about Autodesk.
Right, thank you, Alex. The next question, I think that's an important question. How can we take courses at the university?
Okay, yeah, you can, if you're not matriculated if you're not a degree seeking student already matriculated in the university, we have students who come as visiting students, and this is one way to, you can apply as a visiting student, and that's one way to register into any CAD or BIM course.
I think the best way is to reach out to admission, correct, Alex?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
Yeah, the admission at AUD can help you with that for sure. And if you're a professional, also we are planning, I mean, maybe Professor Alex wanted to say that, but we are planning also for a training that the CRID will do for BIM. And then, you know, hopefully we will do it by next semester. So this will be open to professionals and not only, you know, not to students at AUD or students who are somewhere else.
Yeah,
So,
the CRID sessions will cater more to practicing professionals, and we'll cater. I mean, if you already graduated and you want to come and join us and just do take care of this, that would be great. And so it will be more flexible than a university course per se. It may be for a shorter period of time, more intense, and so on. Saturdays, it probably will involve Saturdays.
Exactly, better timing for you know, for someone who's working and so forth.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that we have people here from outside of AUD who would consider joining us. This is really one of the reasons I'm doing this.
So the last question, Alex, when will the professional elective be possibly available?
I keep pushing for it, but I can see it happening. We have a graduate program. I don't know if you, George, you want to say more about our MUDI, our Master of Urban Design and Digital Environments, coming up soon, guys. It's in the last stages of approval.
Approvals. Yes.
Yeah, approvals. You know, and so I can see the expert level, you know, kicking in at this graduate level. And I hope that this will happen.
Actually, everyone who registered for the CRID webinars, they always have the option in their registration to say if they are interested in MUDI, just to create awareness that, you know, this is coming up. And hopefully, I think by the fall of 2021, which is, you know, we will start, you know, officially with the MUDI.
Yeah.
All right, that's all for the questions, Alex, and thank you so much for today's talk. It was important for our students to be aware of Autodesk.
Very informative.
Professional, yes, very informative for the professional
Thank you, Alex.
certification. So thank you, Alex. And thank you, George, for organizing this. Thank you for everyone who attended today's webinar, and hopefully we'll meet you in the next webinar. Thank you and have a good day.